Good morning. The more I pay attention to my dreams, the more I am convinced that our dreams are a manifestation of our own input. Our body is doing things and going through its normal processes. And as we experience them during the waking hours, we act on them, such as needing to go to the bathroom, the restroom, and relieve yourself. Things move into certain areas of the body. Food moves into the colon, the rectum, which triggers nerve receptors that alert the brain that there's feces in the rectum, and then you take action by going and moving those bowels to eliminate the pressure that's being caused by the bowels being in the rectum, and that sensation. And I think that our dreams are still influenced by these sensations that's going on in the body, and the prior day's events and prior life's events and all of that stuff is stored somewhere in the brain. It's just like a computer. You can wipe the hard disk, but the information is always on the hard disk. It never leaves the hard disk. The only way to eliminate that information off of the hard disk is to destroy the disk. And so, governments know that, people will wipe their cell phone and all of that, and the police will get a hold to it and put their technicians on that cell phone and go into it deeply and recover that information. It's like everything else. You can't eliminate anything. It's always here. And it's just a matter of knowing how to retrieve it and what techniques to use to retrieve it. So, energy never dies. It changes state, okay? And so that means that everything that's in the universe has always been here, and it just evolves into different states. So, but anyway, we're on to this dream that I had last night, and this is an interesting dream. And the only reason I'm talking about it is because it was such an interesting dream that I feel that I need to document it. So here I go, okay? I dreamed that I had to use the bathroom. I had to do number 2, move my bowels. And I don't know why this was such a strange dream, or why I dreamed that. The only reason that I can think that I dreamed that is, one, I ate a bunch of sugar, candy, before I went to bed, about an hour and a half before I went to bed. I didn't intend to do that, but I started munching on a couple pieces. Next thing I know, I ate the whole bag, 2 whole bags. So I got this sugar charge going on. I know it's going to be a restless night because I foolishly ate all of that sugar. I say foolishly because I know that I shouldn't. I'm trying to knock down visceral fat that's around my midsection, okay? And so it was just, I don't know why I did that. Well, once I started, I couldn't stop. So, but anyway, it triggered, and I'm going to show you what my Apple Watch recorded in my sleep pattern for last night. It was a very broken sleep. I woke up probably about 15 times through the night. Through the 5 hours of sleep that I got. And I associate that, I relate that, I think that the thing that caused that is eating that sugar before I went to bed. It caused me to have a lot of neurons firing all over the place, and that resulted in waking me up 15 times through the night. And so, and I don't remember waking up, but my watch indicated that I did wake up and the points that I woke up. And I'll put a little graph of this up there. Anyway, back to this bowel movement that I had during this dream, and the dream was in vivid color. Okay, I'll explain more as I go here. So the I had to move my bowels. I had to do number 2, right? And I went to the bathroom and did it. And so after that, I flushed the toilet, okay? And I didn't pay no attention to that. And somebody later, a few minutes later, somebody, I don't know who this person was, but they were in the dream, came and told me that I didn't flush the toilet. And, you know, I told them, I said, yeah, I did flush it. They said, well, no, but there's still feces in the toilet. So I went and looked, and there was this giant piece of feces, a giant piece of shit in the toilet, okay? It was huge. And I don't know where that came from, but I know that I had to go badly, and there was a lot of pressure in my rectum, and so I had to move it. And so when I went and looked, there was this giant turd in the bowl, and it was almost as big as the toilet bowl. It was laying there, and I said, "Oh, Jesus Christ, it won't flush. It's too big." So I got a shovel to break it up so that it could be in smaller pieces and maybe it would flush down. It was black on the outside, it was dark on the outside, dark brown on the outside, and pinkish on the inside as I was breaking it up. If you can imagine that, if you can picture that, that was, in the dream I wasn't horrified by it, just a little alarmed. But when I think about this dream, and I'm recording this dream because it was such an interesting dream, you know, I broke it up, and part of it flushed down, and part of it wouldn't flush down. So the only solution was to shovel it out of the toilet. That's not funny. It's sad. I shoveled it out of the toilet, and the woman recommended that I take it outside and bury it, right? And so, and now I'm convinced that this is my mind creating these scenarios. I know that that's what all this was, because an hour later, after waking up, I did move my bowels. So that indicates to me that what triggered that dream was having to use the bathroom, but was in my sleep, okay? And so, but my mind recognized it, and it played on it, okay? And so, an hour after waking, I did move my bowels, a regular bowel movement, nothing strange, no giant chunks of feces, just regular bowel movement, right? I was relieved at that. But anyway, I had to go bad. And so evidently, toward the end of my sleep and waking, I had the sensation of having to have a bowel movement. My subconscious recognized it in my sleep, and it created a dream around that scenario. And so that's just my opinion about how dreams manifest. And our own imagination, I remember creating in this dream, I remember my subconscious creating the scenario. I added gold plating to the door, the door facing that holds the doorknob and all of that stuff. I remember adding the elements to that door and that doorknob. I made it gold. I made it a big plate, big square plate, and you had to slide the latch. The latch was gold, and to get the door open. And so that's really all I have on that. So I went out and buried this big chunk of feces that it took a shovel to get it out of the toilet and take it out and bury it. And but vividly, okay, the door panel was gold plated. I remember making it gold. Okay, I remember my conscious mind creating the goldness in the plate. Okay, and also the feces was in color. It was dark brown on the outside, and when I cracked it open with the shovel, it was pinkish, or pinkish on the inside, like a piece of. I've been trying to think of what kind of food looked like that all day, like a piece of bologna. Okay, a giant chunk of bologna that had been charred uh, charred on the outside and was still pink on the inside. And so you can imagine these big old slices of bologna that you used to be able to get, and you cut off a big chunk if you want, And so, anyway, that's another dream triggered by sugar, but also created by my conscious, and which influenced my subconscious. I'm completely aware of that is what happened in that dream. My conscious mind influenced my subconscious, and my subconscious created all of the elements. Anybody that know anything about dreams and would like to analyze that, I'd appreciate it if you would put something in the comments about your thoughts on dreams and their creation and manipulation of our dreams by our conscious mind. Talk to you next time after the next dream.